Hi, it's Diana from dianamarchand.com and welcome to this video. In this video, I am making something that is healthy, very healthy and nutritious, and also very good for you. And it has chocolate in it. So I know many of you love chocolate. I do too. And so when I was going through perimenopause and I needed to lose some weight because I was like gaining weight and I didn't know what it was all about. Oh my God. So I found raw food, and because it was gluten-free, I was looking for recipes that were gluten-free and dairy-free, right? And then low starch, like low the starchy carbs. So that's how I came upon raw food. I did end up becoming a raw food chef and help opening up a restaurant and working there for 2 years as a chef. But I also did a lot of classes for people learning how to make some of these fantastic recipes because they are so delicious, and it's really about loving your food. And you want to eat food that's high nutrients, right? High nutrients dense. So nutrient dense, that means that in a smaller amount, it contains a lot of nutrients that are actually feeding and fueling your body, that are good for your body. Now, often when we eat chocolate, like chocolate bars, or when you eat some pastries or banana breads and stuff at a coffee shop, they are full of junk, right? They use the cheapest flours, the white sugar, the cheapest oils, all of those things. So really, they actually have a negative effect on your body. So not only do you eat them just to fill up when they don't really do anything for you, they have a negative effect. They actually create your body to be more unwell. Well, we don't want that, do we? So it's great that you can enjoy some healthy recipes like these chocolate truffles and still feel like, oh my God, I'm getting nutrients and I feel good. Just remember, everything in moderation, right? So you wouldn't sit down and use these as a meal replacement. They would be as a snack. Let's say you're doing a lot of errands during the day and you're like, oh, I just want to have something healthy, nutritious because don't have time to stop for lunch right now. Perfect. Or to bring them to a coffee shop. I bring them in a coffee shop and I eat them there with my tea or coffee instead of buying the junk they sell there. Okay, so I am using walnuts and pecans. Now you can use just walnuts, just pecans. Almonds are a little hard for these. I wouldn't really use almonds. You need a food processor. And I'm going to measure out a cup of each. And I'm using organic nuts. Cup of walnuts. Oopsie. And a cup of pecans. Okay, so into the food processor. And yes, you need a food processor. I guess it might be able to really crush the nuts up yourself somehow and then chop the dates up really small and mix them together with your hands. They'd be chunky, really chunky, but it's possible. So now I'm using medjool dates. It's very important to use these dates. That's what they look like, and they have a pit inside of them. Now try to get some that are nice and soft. A health food store that sells like really good quality, fruits, vegetables and all that, because they often have dates, medjool dates. Sometimes at grocery stores in their produce department is where you find the dates actually. Sometimes they come in containers, sometimes they're bulk, so look for them there. And watch how many you buy because they're a little pricey, so don't go buying a huge amount. But I would suggest getting enough. So for this, we're going to use at least 12 dates, probably maybe a little more. Now, if you don't have enough dates, you can also add some coconut oil that will help bind this and hold it together, or some almond butter or even some peanut butter. So you can definitely add that to these two, but remember, that's a lot more calories, right? Okay. Now, first of all, I'm going to blend and just break down the nuts a bit. Okay, now I'm going to start adding the dates. So I've taken the pits out, like I said, and it's very, very sticky. So these are soft dates. So it depends on how many you use. Also, depending on how fresh the dates are. If they're soft, you're going to use less. If they're a little drier, you probably use a little more. If they are a bit dry, you can also soak them in some warm water. They'll soften, but make sure to really drain them because you don't want too much water added in this. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these up and throw them in here. Okay, now so I blended this up. This is just the dates and the nuts so far. And you want to come to a point where when you pinch it, it's sticky and it's really sticking together. But we're going to add a lot of dry ingredients, which is the cacao, the cocoa, the raw chocolate. So we might need to add some more dates or maybe a little bit of coconut oil, like I said, to help it all go together and not be too dry. Now we're gonna add a pinch of salt too, because chocolate and a bit of pinch of salt, Himalayan salt, is really good, brings out the flavor. And we have the raw chocolate. Now, why I said these are so healthy? Well, you know that the walnuts are great in omega-3s. They're really good for brain health. Then I have some pecans in here, and then the raw chocolate. It is one of the foods that's the highest in magnesium. Now, this chocolate, and it does look just like regular and smell like regular cocoa. It is unroasted. So it's the powder unroasted. When you roast it, it's cocoa. When it's unroasted, it's cacao. It's right from the raw cacao bean. They separate the fat, and this is the chocolate. So we're adding about 4 to 5 tablespoons of this. Now that depends on how chocolatey you like it, right? So this has no sugar added or anything. And you can use it exactly like you use cocoa. 4, that's 4. Thing is that if you use it in cooking, when you raise the temperature of a food, it decreases its minerals and vitamin content. So with this, it's full of antioxidants. It's actually more antioxidants than blueberries and green tea this raw cacao has. So if you cook it, you're just going to decrease the nutrient value. That's why using it in raw food recipes, using it raw like this is the best, right? But it doesn't mean you can't use it in cooking. Okay, I am just going to blend this. We're going to see if we need more dates, or of course, taste it and see if we need more of the chocolate flavoring. Okay, now we're going to pinch it to see, but make sure it's sticking together still. Taste it. Pretty good. So the dates give it the sweetness. So the dates, what a great way to get sweetness. They're high in potassium, really high in fiber. Great to use instead of any kind of sugar. So we got the dates giving it its sweetness. And the great thing about this is you can control the sweetness. This isn't that sweet at all. It's like more of a darker flavor, like darker chocolate. So I could add, if I wanted it sweeter, you could add some maple syrup. You could add some honey in it to sweeten it up a little bit. You could add more dates. Or if you like your things more like a bitter chocolate taste, like more just chocolatey, but not a lot of sweetness, which is perfect when you're trying to decrease the sugar in your life, then you can have it just like this and it would be perfect, right? And it depends on what you feel like. You could also, like I said, add the almond butter, add the peanut butter. You could add some coconut in here. You could add some, what else was I thinking about? So I'm just checking it now. Oh, shoot. I'm going to just roll, because this is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to roll a little one up. So that is what it looks like, real tiny. This is dark. And again, taste it, because I'm trying to decide, do I want to put more dates in it? I don't know. You know what? I don't think I'm going to. And I'm actually not going to add any more cocoa today, cacao. I'm going to leave it like this because just to show people that you don't need to have a lot of cacao, you don't need to have a lot of dates or sweetness for it to taste so good. It's really good, and this is a nutritious snack. So, roll up my sleeves. You're going to grab, and you just kind of squish it like this. Don't start rolling it right away, it's going to break apart. So you want to squish it until it forms, till it's sticking together. Then you can roll it into the right shape, right? That makes it so much easier. So there we have our truffle ball. Put it on a plate. And you would do this for all the batter. It depends on what size. I wouldn't make it too big because really you don't want to have these really big. They're very filling. Very, very filling. So there's another one. Now what you could also do is, just roll up one more. You could roll them in hemp seeds. You could roll it in more cacao powder, which is pretty dry. I'm not a fan of that too much. Or I have some flaked coconut that I kind of ground up smaller, finer. And here it is. Did that in my NutriBullet. And I'm just rolling it around in here. This makes it look really nice. And now I have a little truffle, see? And they look really pretty. You know, for one Christmas I made pistachio, I didn't add chocolate though. You can use the dates and any kind of nuts, and you can add some seeds, you can add anything you want in these, and make them like without chocolate, with chocolate, with peanut butter, without, things like that. Make all your own little flavors, and I gave them out as gifts in a nice little box for Christmas. They need to be kept in the fridge or freezer, otherwise they're very, very soft. But they will last in the freezer for quite a while. If you freeze them in a freezer bag, they'll last quite a while. So that's a great thing about them. They can be made up ahead of time. All right, I'll just show you the 3 I made. There we go, the 3 little truffles. And I'm going to be making some more. There you go. There's so many things that you can do with this recipe. You can also flatten it and make it into like a rectangle, cut it up and make it into brownies, like almost like brownies, and freeze them in squares like that. And then just take out an individual square and eat it just like a brownie. Very, very good like that too. I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, be part of my community, Women Creating Healthy Lives, on Facebook. And if you're a woman who's like, oh my God, I want to eat healthy, I really want to love my food, love my life, eat healthy, feel vibrant, feel great, but I'm really not sure where to start, what to do, who to believe, anything like that. Well, check out my site, DianaMarchand.com, because I have programs online for you that'll help. Incredible. Also, you can contact me, Facebook, Diana Marchand, or through my Facebook group. And I have a ton of more videos on YouTube. So subscribe, get some newer videos, and watch some of my old great recipes I still have on YouTube. Okay, take care. Be your best. Bye.